Hey there, guys. Welcome. You are at the Thrifty Journal Shop. My name's Amber. If you are new here, hi, thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so today I am going to share a couple flip throughs of two sweet little journals that I have here. I've had these in my project pile for a while, and I thought I would get them finished. So I've got a Winnie the Pooh binder journal, and this one is really kind of cool and unique and fun and different. And then I've got this little Edward Hopper's Grapevine, a golden friendly book. I'll flip through this one first. This actually made the cover of this one last year, and then I had it in my pile and I didn't get to it. So here is my wraparound sort of flexible spine that I like to make. And I just did a bunch of scraps of fabric. So it's like a fabric kind of scrappy collage. It has two signatures. I think this is like a 2-inch spine. Let's see. Okay, the measurements, it's about an 8 1/4 and about 7 inches this way. Like I said, there's two signatures. In each signature, there's 20 pages, which gives you like 40 front and back. So you're going to have a total of 80 pages in this whole journal. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. I did put the whole entire story in here, and it's all in order. So inside, I lined it with some scrapbook paper, and then I just made some cute little pockets here. I had these little rabbits from another children's book. So I kind of cut the page in half and they're sort of talking to each other. Got little carrots and little strawberries. And then I just added a little scrap of fabric with some buttons, and I just put some bright colored scraps of paper that I had and a paint chip so you could make your own tags and cards. And then I just put some trim here. And so this is the back pocket, same thing, little pocket, some more really pretty bright color scraps of paper. There's some like fabric scraps on here, little buttons. So copyright 1987. I love this page. This is from a craft book. I just thought it was really pretty with the rabbit and the painting. I think it's, look at that green shag carpet and that phone. I think it's like in the 70s somewhere, probably. A little pocket here, and I included one of my pages out of my cake decorating magazines. I like to add these to my journals. They're very thin though, so a lot of times if I'm going to add them, I glue them down to another page and then put them in the journal. But I didn't really want to glue this one down just because I thought it was cute on both sides. So you could very well cut this out and glue it, or cut this little lamb out, pretty Easter basket. And then I have a vintage recipe Betty Crocker recipe card, Easy Valentine strudels. I just sewed some trim. And then here's just a shiny silver envelope. So I'll have all that in there. Here's some food coloring dyed paper, original book page. Here is some painty papers. I love all the colors of that. And I just sewed this trim down here. Got this bright color stationery. Here's a vintage little card out of some kind of game. I thought it was kind of cute with the candy for like Easter. Some trim. I love this little trim with the bumblebees. This is some thicker paper, and I sprayed it with the food coloring. This is some scrapbook paper. Some cute little stationery. So you've got lots of places in here to create, to write, to journal, to glue. I love this trim here. It's like sheer. More of that sprayed paper. And then I made a wallpaper pocket with some trim. And then I just tucked in some more scraps of this really pretty wallpaper. And I just added this. I thought these flowers were beautiful. I added this trim. You could fussy cut these, or you could glue something on the back and have this as a journaling card or tag. Original book page. More painty paper. Sprayed paper. Here's a garden flip. I love adding these to my journals. So you have like a flip out, so you have all this space that you could journal on. The other side. Here's some seam binding lace that I sewed down. Now we're on the second signature. You can see the different colored fabrics through there. I just love this type of spine because it lays flat. So, you know, it's very pliable. Second signature, here's a little cluster. This is a page out of another cake decorating book, but this paper is a little thicker. So the pretty cakes with the pretty flowers. More sprayed paper. This is music paper. And I just took a scrap of my painty paper, added some different fabric, and then I just added this little playing card with the carrots. I thought it was cute for Easter. Added some really pretty different fabrics here. More painty paper. Double-sided scrapbook paper. Added a little Monopoly money. Here is a little tuck I made. This was from some junk mail. I just thought it was really cute with the rabbit. I think it was from something from St. Jude's. So I just sewed around, added this little trim, and then here's just like an embossed piece of paper, and I added more of that really pretty fabric and just tuck that in there. You could turn that into a journaling card or tag. Really pretty wallpaper. Some stationery. Double-sided scrapbook paper. I love these little vintage cards with the little rabbit. You could tuck something in there. Little lace there. Double-sided scrapbook paper. That's just really pretty. Little trim there. Painty paper. Lots of color. More of that music paper that's sprayed. It's very delicate, but very pretty. There's the other side of that cake decorating page. Love that cake. It's beautiful. Here's another little cluster. Those are from Miss Carrie over at the Paper Monkey. And then there's the back. So you have lots of pages, but it's not super chunked out. And it's got some trims hanging out of the sides, which I love. I love that look. And yeah, just a sweet little journal. So this is in my Etsy shop. I'll leave all the details in the description down below. Okay, I love this little journal. I love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is absolutely one of my all-time favorites. So this I got thrifting, and it is actually a Hallmark, like a photo book. So I turned it into a journal. Okay, so what I did a couple different things here. So it came with all of these like photo protectors. So some of them I have in here. I will send all of these with the journal, so you can add them. What's really great about binder journals is that you can move things around. So if you don't like the way I put things in, which I just sort of put things in randomly, you can move it around. You can take stuff out. So I have this book that I found thrifting also, and it was like a golden shape book. And so in this is this whole entire story. I was going to glue these in the inside cover, and I just changed my mind. So you'll get these, the front and the back cover, and you could always like fussy cut Pooh around and add them to this journal, or you could add it to a completely different project. I just thought he was so sweet. So you'll get that with this. So all of this story is inside of here. Okay, so what I did with the inside, because it was just plain white, I took some acrylic paint in my little sponge, and I just dabbed some paint on, just added some color. I did go over it with Mod Podge. So that's what the back looks like. So I didn't put a pocket on the back. You could always put another pocket, or if you wanted to, you could put Pooh back there. You could glue them down if you wanted to. And then I made a wallpaper pocket here, and I just added a little bit of ribbon and then another little cluster from Carrie. And then inside here, I included some pages from my cake decorating magazines. I couldn't find any Winnie the Pooh, but I pulled some like 1980s cakes, and I thought you could, cut these out if you wanted to do some glue booking or art journaling or whatever you want to do. I love Cookie Monster, and I thought that was great. Here is Superman. And then these are really cute cakes. A bunch of little bears, a frog. I had that little cake when I was 1. And then there's some different ones on the back here. And then sweet little Holly Hobby. I know she's a childhood favorite. So all of those are going to be tucked in this little pocket here for you. I really sort of like how Cookie Monster's peeking out of the pocket. Okay, this was just in the front of the photo album, and I just included it. I did use it as a template to punch some of the holes. So I thought it was kind of cool how it says Hallmark. It doesn't say the year here. I don't know about you guys, and I don't know if Hallmark's like becoming like Kmart's where they're all gone, but there was a Hallmark somewhat close to me, and it's no longer there. So that's kind of sad because, I don't know, Hallmark's just sort of nostalgic, and I loved going to Hallmark, and I would go there and just get different things. Like they had different kind of clothing and all just sort of stuff. So anyways, I just included that. Now here is the really sweet Winnie the Pooh story. And I love the illustrations in this book. They're just unlike any other Winnie the Pooh book that I've seen. So this is the 23rd printing, and it says 1978. And these pages are in really great condition. Now, I did not reinforce the holes here. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that. Just be careful. And if you want to take the whole story and put it all together, you can do that. It is in order in here. Some of these pages I cut off so they would fit. Other ones I folded in because I didn't want to cut off like parts of like Christopher Robin's shoe or the kangaroo's tail. So you can always cut those off if you want. Here's some scrap paper. See, isn't that sweet? So precious. I mean, look at Pooh. Some scrapbook paper. I did add some fabric in here. I just added this little card here, and then I just added some random funness. Here is just some beautiful flowers. I thought this was really cool. This is a vintage, this is a little vintage card out of a game, but I liked it because of the honey for Pooh and just a little colorful tag. Here is a garden flip. So you've got all that space to journal. I added some painty papers. I thought those colors were really pretty. Look at Piglet. Oh my gosh. I almost kept this. Oh well, if this journal doesn't sell, I'll just keep it for myself. That is totally fine with me. Look at Tigger. Oh, he's so different looking. So sweet. Okay, and then here is some sprayed craft paper. Eeyore. This is some double-sided scrapbook paper. Here is some cake page out of a chocolate out of a chocolate, I think, Better Homes magazine or book. Original book pages. And then I just folded that in there. The other side of that chocolate paper. Rue. Some painty paper. And I just did a little flip here with some trim. Thought the painty paper colors were really pretty with this. They've got lots of journaling space, places to glue, some really pretty wallpaper. And then I just made this kind of funky pocket. This is just like a doodle flower that I did on some music paper, and I sewed around and just added some fun little scraps, a little paint chip. I thought that was kind of cool. You've got some sprayed coffee paper. And then here is another page out of another Pooh book. So see how different the illustrations are here, or the pictures are with Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. This paper is kind of fun. This is some vintage stationery, and I just poked holes, and then you've got like the whole page, and it's nice fold out there with some trim. Here is some double-sided scrapbook paper, and I made a little pocket. Here's just one of my hearts that I made. This is just, I made a masterboard out of like a paper sack. So I just sewed around that. You could always put some nice paper on the back if you wanted to, and journal. This really pretty neon paper, and then I just folded it in so you've got all that space. More painty paper. I sewed this envelope on here. I love these cards. I can't remember where I got these. I think my mom gave these to me, actually. Isn't that precious? And then it's Avon. So you'll have that in there. More sprayed paper. This is nice and thick paper. And then I didn't draw any of the Winnie the Pooh. I was going to draw some Winnie the Pooh stuff. And I did draw something, but I didn't draw Pooh. But I included some of my stamped bears. And I just paper clipped so you can move that around. Here's a little tag I made. And then I included this atlas page, and I kind of made this funky folded flip there. So you have all that space. Added some trim. Okay, so here's where like I put some of the photo pages in here, and then I just tucked some like random kind of funness for you. You can totally take all of the stuff out. You could use this to embellish or decorate your journal. So I had some Pooh cards. Then this is just another card that I had from something. None of this stuff is glued down in here, so you can slide it all out. This is just some Dollar Tree paper. And then here's one of my sweet little bears. So she, like I said, this isn't glued to the paper. I just stuck it in there. And then here's just a little heart I made from some of my coffee bag and some scraps. I made some little cool tags, journaling cards with some scraps and some of my doodles and stickers. And here's a little trim, and I added some strawberry fodder. I put some journaling space and sewed around it. So you've got that. This is very eclectic. I love eclectic and sort of randomness. And then there's another sheet of that Dollar Tree paper, some of my strawberries. I added a little tab. I love this Dollar Tree paper. I mean, it's just so pretty. That was like, looks like it was embossed with some flowers. So you've got that in there. And then another cute little Winnie the Pooh card. I found those thrifting. Here's another little bear of mine that I drew. And then more Dollar Tree paper. It's not glued down. A little flower I drew. Oh, I love this. I love this trim. I had this trim in my that other bunny journal. Just thought it was really cool with the bees for Winnie the Pooh. There's a piece of Monopoly money, and then I did draw a little jar of honey. So you can take all that stuff out. I added another little golden flip here. And then in here is I received some Happy Mail from a sweet long-time supporter, friend, Fowler, Kimla. Thank you so much. She's such a sweetheart. She sent me some paper dolls. And so I included some of these little paper dolls in there. And I included some of the little clothes that went with them. So you've got those to just do whatever you want with. I thought they were so sweet. And then behind it is just some sprayed craft paper. Here's another little tag I made from some painty paper, and then a vintage playing card. So that is in there. Like I said, very random stuff. There's some music paper behind here. Here's a Disney card. I thought that was kind of cool with Winnie the Pooh. Some wallpaper. I added some trim. Another little heart I made from some scraps, and I stamped. Got a ticket. It's all loose, so it's not stuck on. Double-sided scrapbook paper. Here's my punch that I made with a star. You can move that around. Another piece of scrapbook paper with another heart. And then here's one of my little blobby cats I made. Then I added another playing card with Eeyore, and then here's a paint chip I added with another piece of painty paper. And then that's the back cover. And then this is the back of the journal. And that's what the spine looks like. The measurements are, because I know some people like to know measurements, it's 9 inches by about 7 3/4. So I think that there are 14 of these. I think there's 10 right here. There's 4 inside, and then you've got the fronts and backs. You'll have these 2 covers. So inside here, with this whole entire story, inside there are 33 pages. That's including this story and then all my other papers. So with front and backs, you have 66 spaces to journal. And so it's a little fluffy, but not bad. But what's great about the binders, like I said, is that you can pull stuff out, add stuff, put things in a different order if you want. I just thought this was just such a cool idea to just take this little photo album and turn it into a journal. And I thought it was very unique and different and whimsical and fun. So I hope it gave you some inspiration. If you have some photo books sitting around and you're like, well, what can I do with these? You could totally turn them into a I signed the 80s. You Valley Girl here. You could turn them into a journal, art journal, glue book, whatever your heart desires. All right, guys, thanks for listening to me babble and stumble upon my words. These 2 little cute journals are in my Etsy shop. I'll leave the details in the description down below. A side note real quick, I'm going to have these 2 available soon. This one is actually spoken for, but I'm going to have this fabric journal, and then I'm working on some more. I'm aiming for maybe this one in February, end of February maybe, and then my other ones in March. And also, if you're interested in any more Easter journals, because Easter isn't until April, really. I mean, I could probably have these done in March. And I need to really clean this book up. This is a very old book, and I'm not even sure what I could do with the cover here. This is 1969. Some of the pages are great. I mean, there's no scribbling, but they're very frail. So I do have the Bunny Sitter. And then I've got Bugs Bunny, Pioneer, and Porky the Pig, and Bugs Bunny. And what I wanted to do was, what I'm thinking of doing is making these like a quilt top, like where I sew on some quilt and I kind of scrap them up, how I've done some of my other little golden books. So I do have these 3. If you are interested in one, feel free to message me on Etsy or email me. And so then if I don't hear anything, I still might make these and put them in my shop, but I won't be pressed to do it before Easter. I will just do it as it comes along, because I'd like to get the fabric journals done first. And then I've got a whole other cool thing going on that I will share with you another time, because I've got some other cool ideas on the rise. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you see, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing. That would be awesome. Leave me a comment down below if you found some inspiration. I hope you are all doing well. I hope the sun is shining where you're at. I hope you find some time to get out in nature, and I hope you find some time to create for yourself. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you soon.